Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, then welcome all. This is a shifting video. It's been pretty quiet tonight, but I can't guarantee it's going to stay quiet. So we have a lot to talk about. I considered if I should do a video on this or not because I don't want people's opinions to change about certain characters in my DR. And I figured now was the time to share it with you guys. I don't think I've done a video in like 2.5 weeks or something. I figured it was probably time to do a video now and kind of let you guys know what was going on. The chaos and crisis instilled. I try not to give away anything in the thumbnail because I notice I spoil a lot of stuff sometimes. I'm gonna stop doing that. Also, I got this little fidget thing I'm just playing with as I talk because it's kind of gonna help me like deal with things because I don't know. I feel like I don't deal with them correctly, and I try to, but I also have a regular life outside of there too. If I want to take a break, I'll just won't shift there. Um, I'll decide just not to shift there. So first, let's talk about Frodo. Um, and I mentioned I am having an issue right now with Frodo, a huge issue, something that I I didn't think about it in the long run, and I don't think anyone else did because we know what type of child he is, what kind of baby he is. We didn't think anything of it as far as him being an adult. I never knew that I would find my child in another realm all alone. So I feel like Frodo really feels like he does not belong in My Hero Academia universe. And he keeps saying he kept, right now his opinion is he wants to go back home, and I'm not willing to send him to that place because, and I'll tell you guys why I don't want to send him back. It's not just because it's lonely there, because there's no one. It's because of the reaction he had when I found him. When I found Frodo, his reaction was so sincere. It was just like he never has anybody, and of course, someone had been keeping a secret from me for a long time. Still haven't been able to find Boo anywhere, and so much has happened with that too. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. Um, First, I gotta apologize for. So I am going to be taking little breaks in between telling you guys what happened because I want to make sure I get the whole. I don't leave anything out. So will be a cringy video. It will be kind of long. I'm also going to be telling you guys about Valentine's Day when all of this occurred. And the thing is, it progressed over time. I just decided not to deal with it. I just ignored every bit of everything. The first time that it happened was when Frodo went into the locker room and started spying on people, pretending to put something in his locker. I didn't really address that. I just shrugged it off, ignored it. And obviously, Toshinori knew about it. Kegel knew about it. No one, like, really, no one really said anything about it. And for the longest time, I don't know, like, maybe I'm petty. Like, I don't know. Maybe I might actually be a petty person because I actually thought, I couldn't actually tease Toshinori, right? I couldn't tease him and say, hey, you can recognize our son. Oh, you didn't recognize our son, even though he's technically your son. But I also didn't recognize him either. I didn't know who Frodo was. Sorry. Having a wardrobe malfunction. This is a maid outfit that I got. I didn't actually make this one. If I had made it, it would have fit me better, right? You guys should start making my own things again. I don't know. Let's move the camera in a little bit closer. There you go. You're so close to me now. You're so close. Okay, so is this too close? Maybe it is. You guys can see my... Yeah, it's for my teddy bears and stuff when I make my bears. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. So first off, you guys know it started with Boo telling me I can't tell Kegel no matter what. For the sake of the universe, I cannot tell him about Frodo. He found out about Frodo. And his reaction was not like what I expected. You guys saw he was excited. He was relieved, but he was also, I feel like Kegel felt like me, like, our son is here. And he kept asking me all these questions. Where did he come from? I don't know if I put it in my other video, but we did talk about it. When Frodo wasn't around, we did talk about him. Not in front of him, but we talked about him. And we just, and really, sometimes I said, that's why sometimes I said Kegel can really be my support partner, because he's the one I really can talk to, sometimes with no judgment. You know, when we have those moments when we do talk, and he does talk to me with no judgment. There's nothing there. Um, we both talk about how we felt, and his feelings was mutual, the same as mine. It was basically like we felt bad because Frodo had been there by himself. We hadn't known there was another Frodo somewhere else in the universe. We thought that was the only one. Technically, it was supposed to be because he came from Resident Evil. I didn't know there was another regenerator somewhere. So someone cloned him or what? We don't know how he got there. We just know that he's there, and so now we have two. And so we don't get confused. I'm going to do this from the start since we're starting out now. I'm going to say we're going to call Frodo, we're going to call grown-up Frodo, Frodo Yagi. We'll call him by his first and last name. Because Frodo's full name is Frodo Baggins Yagi. Because I named him after Lord of the Ring, because he bears the weight of the weight of the world on his shoulders, just like the movie. And I love Lord of the Rings, and I love Frodo. So I love the challenges he faced. Everyone liked Sam. Sam was everyone's favorite. He was everyone's hero. I feel that way about Sam too. I do like him, but I really liked Frodo because realistically, you would have that type of reaction. His reaction was almost human, even though he was a hobbit. You know, I literally said if I was Frodo and I had to go to Mordor, if I had to travel there, I probably would have cried. Like, I don't know. I mean, I still would have did it, but I would have cried. I would have been horrified, petrified. Are you kidding? Also, I can't fight. I gotta have people protect me. What? No. And I get to travel with elves, and there's orcs after me and stuff. Yeah, I think if I was Frodo, I would have reacted. Anyway, I got way off the subject. Sorry. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so that's where Frodo's name comes from. So, like I said, baby Frodo, I'm just addressing him as Frodo. Grown-up Frodo or adult Frodo, I'm calling him Frodo Yagi. Okay. All right. So Frodo Yagi, he's very interesting, and I have. My God. My God. You guys saw the thumbnail. What was some things that stood out there? I know you noticed it right away. First off, did you see the Dragon Balls? Did you see them? Okay. I don't want to start there first because I have to tell you guys what Frodo did. Oh, and I had to save somebody. You guys know who my enemy is. You guys know, if you follow all my videos, you know exactly who this person is. So I just put saving my enemy. I might put my picture up there under that part because technically it's like it's one of those things where it's like, but you're not going to leave them there because you know this person and you have to help them. Like, but yeah, Super Saiyan freaking Frodo. So anyway, I just don't know where to start, guys. It's so much. It's so much. We got into a huge fight. Me and Toshinori. A huge fight over Frodo Yagi. Because I'm gonna tell you, okay. We got into a huge fight. So Keigo and Toshinori are at each other's throats. Keigo was angry with Toshinori, and I'm also angry with him too. I don't feel like Toshinori's actions were right for what he did, but at the same time, I feel like he was just being protective or something. A relationship between mother and son, and Frodo doesn't understand the boundaries of that either. I mean, I think he does, but he told me, he expressed in his own words what the problem was, and I think I can understand. But I have no idea what to do. I don't know what to do. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys give me advice on what I should do, that would be really great because I want to hear how differently you would have handled the situation. Okay. So it started on Valentine's Day. I came back to my hero, and well, I had been coming there before that, and like I said, things have been escalating with Frodo. He's been doing more and more stuff, and I mean Frodo Yagi, and Toshinori addressed me about it, and I just kind of threw it off. It was more along the lines of not really like giving anybody space, like not really giving anybody their privacy, that sort of thing. And he wasn't really doing anything wrong. It was just that those are not natural things you do. And I had to remind him, you remember, Frodo Yagi is not from this realm. Basically, look at him. I had to tell him to look at him like an alien. Okay, you know how Boo is an alien and he doesn't know things? They are very much like that, alike. Except Boo is not like him at all. Okay, so anyway, I came there. He expressed his concern. I blew it off. I said, whatever. I'm like, Toshinori, what are we having for dinner? He's like, I made your candlelit dinner. And I was just like, okay. I sat down at the table. Toshinori went and got me like some steak. We had wine and a candlelit dinner. And he had dimmed it. It was so weird because the lights never dimmed before. Like, he never did dim the lights, but he dimmed the lights low. And I was like, what the heck? And I was like, are you doing this? And he was like, yeah, do you like it? And I was like, yeah. So we were sitting across from each other. And I reached for my glass and he put his hand on top of my hand. And he's like, Cotton Candy, I've been waiting for you to come here all day. I was like, okay. I was like, I've been waiting for Valentine's Day to give you something. I brought something for you, Toshinori. And he's like, what? And I know I can't bring anything. I have desperately been trying to bring something from here to there. And it is not easy. Boy, it is not easy. I wasn't able to bring anything. I was able to bring a fragment of it. And you know what it was? It was a red yarn. It was a piece of yarn. And I basically told him, like, this is the red string of fate. It's going to bind us together forever and stuff. And then I drank the rest of my wine and I started feeling like, kind of tipsy and stuff. And he just started smiling. And I was like, did you spike my wine? He was like, did you spike mine? Because he started like tittering and tottering. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I was like, no, of course I wouldn't tip your wine. We don't do that anymore. He's like, I didn't tip yours either. So we were going to the couch and we were like laughing and joking and it was all fun and games. And then everything started spinning. And I'm like, Toshinori, what did you do to me? I'm like, I know we used to do this in the past, but it's not funny anymore. I'm like, we agreed to stop drugging each other. And he's like, I don't know when we agreed to stop doing that. That was only your decision. You never told me that I couldn't drug you or something. And he's like, anyway, I didn't put any drugs in your wine because I don't mix medicine and wine together. Who knows what kind of harm it can do to you in this place? That's literally all I heard. And then, bam. I swear to God, I saw stars. Actual freaking stars. Like the cartoons, like Bugs Bunny. Like they hit each other with hammers and you see stars. I actually saw stars. So I got hurt. So next thing you know, I got up and I was back here. And I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I'm like, well, can I go back? I sat up and my head was kind of like spinning a little bit. It was kind of hurting. And I got up and I said, well, let me take some Tylenol. Mind you, like, I had been in my hero for like some hours now. You guys remember what Toshinori's house looked like, right? It looked a little different. I didn't really pay attention, but I noticed that some things were a little off. And it can be that way sometimes if you travel somewhere. If you don't travel there that much, sometimes things can change on you, and a lot changed with me. So much. Okay. I'm going to try not to touch my face. I don't care what the hell happens to my hair. I'm just over it. I'm tired of this falling off my shoulder every 5 seconds. I was really trying to look like how I look. For you guys, I don't look like I'm in distress or that I'm dealing with any problems right now or any situations. Isn't this so cute? This is so cute, isn't it? Isn't it cute? Look at it. Look at how cute this is, guys. It's amazingly cute. So anyway, I got up. I'm like, My freaking head is spinning. I took some meds and I looked at what time it was and it was only like midnight. And I don't know, I thought it was time for me to like get up and go to work because I've decided to try to stop shifting early in the week, try and do it later because I find that I'm more tired anyway. So if I can frequent my more tiredness, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are probably like, what? What the hell is she saying? Like, did I confuse you guys a lot? You're probably so confused right now. Okay. I didn't word that right. I'm sorry. I prefer to shift later in the week because I'm more tired toward the end of the week anyway. It doesn't matter what I do. It's because I teach kindergarten. I'm a kindergarten teacher, so I am constantly, this is real life, I'm constantly chasing after children. Kids like Frodo. No, not like Frodo. Not like Frodo at all. Thank God they're not like Frodo. I mean, little like Frodo. Anyway, so I decided to start going later in the week, and then check this out. I didn't even know what day it was. Right. So I went. My head hurts enough that I'm not going to bother to shift again because if something happens, I don't know. Like if I fall again, will I hit something? This is the first time I've actually hit something and it freaking hurt and I actually saw stars. This is the first time that's ever happened to me. So I thought, go back right away and see what's up. But then something kept telling me, like, don't go back there. Don't go back to my hero. Just wait it out and, like, try to come back later, even though it's Valentine's Day. Screw that. You and Toshinori can get y'all freak on later. Y'all can do it later, whenever you want, as many times as you want, whatever. As I was thinking, because I just wanted Toshinori. I wanted him to fill me with his love milk again before before the end of the week, because I was just like, it's Valentine's Day. I want love milk. I needed to knock that stress off. Like, he can do it. If anybody can knock that off of me, he can definitely knock it out. Like, I don't think about that at all when I'm with him. Now with Kegel, I don't know. I'm just like afraid all the time. When we're in that state, when we're like that, when he's like that toward me, I'm just like afraid of him because I feel like, I don't know, he's too aggressive and too like possessive with me. But he gives me a lot more freedom. I just love that. I just feel so free with him. I just really like that free feeling of the space he gives me during intimacy. It's ridiculous and it's amazing at the same time. I love it. I said having someone right here staring at everything. Like, come on. So, I said I wasn't gonna touch my face. Okay, let's keep my hands like this. Where's my fidget? Anyway, you know what? It's over. I'm not gonna have freaking fix this anymore. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Why is this happening to me? It's because I'm trying to tell you guys. This is so hard. Wait, hold on. Check it out, guys. Check out what I have. I have lemon water. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. I covered up the school logo. I got like my stickers and stuff on here. I don't want you guys to see like where I actually work at. This is like from there. This is water. You see how murky the water is? You see this murky water? This is called lemon water. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of this murky water. Okay, sorry. All right, shall we continue? I'm just gonna put it right here. I don't care. So I was like, I guess I'll go back later, right? And it's already like Thursday, and I'm like, okay, well. So then I get to work the next day, and everything is going smoothly. And every morning we do a calendar, and the calendar is like, today is this day. It'd be like Friday, the January or February, the 23rd or whatever. Well, I was like a day behind, and I was just so confused. And I'm like, guys, what? I'm like, it's Thursday. I said, it's February. It's Thursday, February. They said, no, it's not. It's Friday. I'm like, what? I'm like, you guys are screwing me. They're like, no, it's literally Friday. They say you just heard the calendar say that it's Friday. They're not gonna, this is a child's learning program. It's not gonna give me the wrong date and the wrong day. So I'm like, did I get knocked into the next day or what? Like, literally knocked into the next day. I don't know. I have no idea. So I said, okay, it's definitely time for me to shift again because it's really the end of the week. What the hell? So I went back to my hero and I knocked on Toshinori's door and he opened it and he's like, coming in. I was like, Toshinori, I was like, can we talk? And he's like, sure. So he's like, come sit on my lap. So I'm sitting on his lap, right? And he's like, so what did you want to say to me, baby girl? And I'm like, Toshinori, I'm not playing games. And he's like, said I was playing games. And he started whispering in my ear, you love me and all this stuff. So I'm sitting on his lap. And then he took his shirt off. And his chest was like against me. And I'm like, Toshinori, I need to talk to you about something. He's like, spit it out, say what you gotta say. But he's like nibbling on my neck. And I was like, you hurt me the other day when you drugged my stuff because I said I got knocked into the next day and I don't understand. Toshinori stopped what he was doing. He said, wait a minute. He said, I did not drug you. Okay, I didn't put anything in your wine. It's all in your head. Okay. Actually, you know what, Cotton Candy doll? This is probably all in your head. And I'm like, why are you talking to me that way? You're talking to me weird. And he's like, I was like, okay. I was like, should I come back later? And he's like, no, let's finish what we started. And he pulled me back to the couch. We were making out and stuff. And then I unbuckled his jeans. He started removing my clothes. And I literally wore like a whole sweatsuit and everything. Like, I don't normally dress. I usually wear a dress so you can have easy access to everything. My panties, everything. Bra, like all that just comes off anyway. He just pulls it off. At some point I just stopped wearing one because he would just rip it. Keiko does the same thing. And I'm like, you guys are gonna buy me some new damn clothes, okay? Like, I'm tired of having my wardrobe destroyed when I come there. Not that it matters because it's not the same when it gets back. I found a freaking hole in my bra. I'm so over this. I can't stop though, guys. I cannot stop doing this. I can't stop fixing this. So we were making out and stuff. And then he was like, let's move to the bedroom. And he picked me up and he carried me to the bedroom. And we were making out and stuff. And then he entered me. And he started moving slowly. And he was moaning and stuff. And it was so sick. It was so hot. Like, it was so sexy. Like, I got turned on. And I couldn't help it. Like, I started climaxing with him, and we came together. We come all the time together. So, and I was like, Toshinori, fill me up with your love milk. He's like, I'm gonna fill you my love milk, and he's like, it's gonna be a lot of love milk, and he's telling me this stuff, right? And I happened to look over, like I glanced over at the window, and Frodo Yagi was staring at us through the freaking window, wide open, just watching us. So imagine me and Toshinori, bare ass, butt naked. He's pounding me, and our child is watching. And I'm like, Toshinori, stop. And he's like, you don't want me to stop. I'm like, no, stop. And I'm trying to like move. I'm trying to grab the blanket and stuff, but Toshinori is like pulling this stuff away from me. And I'm like, Toshinori, Frodo can see us. And he's like, what? He's like, Frodo can't see us. Frodo is in daycare right now. I said, Frodo is at the window. And Toshinori looked over at the window and saw him. And even though he saw us, even though we made eye contact, I saw him. He saw me. He saw Frodo. He saw. Even though he saw us, he did not. He didn't like duck down or. He just stood there. And I'm like, he was just staring at us. And so Toshinori immediately like jumped up. He threw the blanket over me and he went over to the door. And he snatched the door open. And I was like, Toshinori, where are you going? I'm like, Toshinori. And so then I'm walking out of the bedroom. I'm walking into the hallway. I haven't even got to the kitchen yet. And I hear like a bunch of stuff like smash. So I start running. And now I threw on one of Toshinori's shirts, which is like basically looks like a huge dress on me because he's huge. And I'm like, Toshinori, what are you doing? Toshinori has him by his collar and he jacked him up against the wall. He knocked over all the dishes and everything, basically knocking this kid around. And so I'm yelling at him. I'm like, stop, don't hurt him, don't hurt him. And so Toshinori is like, no. He's like, what do you think you're doing, you little brat? Why are you looking at us? Are you getting a rise out of it, huh? Are you getting... And I'm just like, Toshinori, get off. I'm like, lay off of him, lay off. I'm trying to grab Toshinori. Toshinori pushes me back. And so like he pushed me against the wall. It wasn't hard, but it was enough to like rattle me a little bit. So I said, I don't have time for this crap. So I got angry. I picked up a plate and I tossed it to Toshinori, and he just... I tossed it at Toshinori, and he just like smashed it, like he's like, stay out of this. And I'm like, no. I'm like, ask him. I said, you ask him what's up, like find out what's going. And while I'm saying find out what's going on, he's just like thrashing this guy around his house, breaking everything. So I'm like, Toshinori, stop, you're gonna hurt him. I'm like, stop it. And so you want to know what Frodo's reaction was? Nothing. He was just blinking at him like. So Toshinori let him go. And he was like, you need to leave now. And Frodo just walked out, left the door open, everything, just walked away. So, and Toshinori is like, this is not a good thing. Like, this is terrible. He saw us. I said, yes, he saw us, but I wonder why he was watching. Like, was it because of curiosity? You know, that's what I was saying, right? I'm like, was it curiosity? Was it, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, Toshinori, I told you to stop. Why didn't you stop? He's like, oh, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He just wanted to get a look at us. He wanted to watch me. He just wanted to watch me fuck you. And he wanted to see. And he doesn't need to be seeing that. If he saw that, why would you look? And I said, Toshinori, the curtains are wide open. So the fact that I'm trying to talk low because I don't want to talk too loud. So Toshinori got mad and all that. So me and him got into an argument. And he was like, are you going to tell Keigo what happened? Because I feel like this is one of those things where it's like tough love, kid. You can't do stuff like that. And I get where he's coming from, but I don't know what was going through his head at the time, Frodo Yagi. When he saw us, was he thinking about something? Is he confused about our relationship because he's Keigo's father? And me and Toshinori are doing this, and it's like, I don't know how much this guy knows. He's basically alien to this world. And I keep telling Toshinori, like, look at him like an alien. Like, you can't look at him as a human, because if you look at him as a human, you're going to get angry. You're going to get angry every time he talks to you, anything like that, because he doesn't understand. So I was like, well, Toshinori, I'm not going to come back for a while. I need some time to think this through. And he's like, you better be back tomorrow. I swear to God. You better not. And I'm like, why are you talking to me that way? Why are you saying swear to God? Like, you don't talk this way. You sound like Keigo right now. Like, that's what he says to me all the time. He always threatens me that way. Oh, you better come back. You better be back here, or else I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, okay. I'll just leave it be. Whatever. So, Keigo already heard about what happened before I had a chance to even tell him anything, because I went to his house next, and he's like, I heard about what happened. And he's like, Toshinori should not have been that harsh, because for no reason at all. He freaking thrashed him around. Now he's all bleeding and stuff. He coming over here all shaking, wondering like, why did that happen to me? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, I told Toshinori to stop, but he said he was just teaching him a lesson, this, that, and the third. So he was like, I ought to go over there and give him a piece of my mind. You better not put his hands on my son. I said, first off, he's our son. And he's also the father, too. He is the, and Toshinori, you are the father. You are the father. Like, both of y'all are the fathers. Like, he was just teaching his son a lesson. And I literally said that to him. He's like, well, he's not. I'm like, come on. He helped raise him just like you did. And I said, if I really wanted Frodo to get scolded for that, or understand what he did wrong, I would need to talk to his Uncle Boo, who I haven't seen in over like 2 months. I haven't seen Boo since I did the video about him last time, where he told me not to tell Keigo, and Keigo tortured me all that time. So, there's that too. Sorry, guys. I do not look good today. I look terrible. My mouth is so dry. I should have hydrated before I came in this video. Because guess what? That's not even the end of it. This is not even the end. I ended up coming back here and I didn't go back. I was just like, whatever. I'm not going to go back to my hero. I get to work. It's like Monday and they're like, you look kind of tired or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I basically decided, stay away from everything that's happening. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna bother nobody. Right? How is it that I'm returning to Monday when it's Friday? How? Let me rephrase that for you. It wasn't Monday. It was not Monday. Okay. The only person who can alter time or change time like this is Boo. And I thought, well, that must mean, and I got kind of excited because I'm like, that must mean Boo is going to call me. And they're like, just think, it's almost break. Everybody's happy. Oh my God, it's almost break. Okay. This is affecting me too much. This time thing, this thing with time. And I told my friend at work, I'm like, time stood still. I know I saw what time it was, and it stood still, and then it moved back. Okay? And that is the work of Boo. That is the work of Mr. Boo. And Mr. Boo, I don't know where he is, and I can't freaking find him. And so that's what I'm going to do. No touching my face at all. Damn it, this is so annoying. Anyway, I just said, I begged Keigo to just let the whole thing go when I got back there. And I said, I'm going to go check on Frodo Yagi. Frodo Yagi. I didn't tell him Frodo Yagi. I said Frodo. But I'm telling you guys Frodo Yagi. So, you guys know I'm talking about the adult Frodo. So I was like, hey. I went over to Endeavor House. I'm like, Endeavor, is Frodo here? He said, no, Frodo has his own place. I'm like, what? He's like, Frodo has his own place. He has a place of his own. I'm like, what? Since when? When did he move? He said about 5 days ago. Why didn't I hear about it? Because I would have threw him like a little party. Would have ordered some things. Had some of the kids come from the school. Basically try and make him feel welcome, because we need to give him a welcoming party so that people know that. So he knows people want him here. Because I want him to stay in his universe. Not only do I feel like they would really benefit from him as far as like feelings and keeping everybody safe, but I want him to be safe too there. Like, I don't feel like he's in any danger, but I can't help it. I don't want him to go back to a lonely place like that. And Keigo said the same thing. He doesn't want him to go back somewhere where he's going to be lonely. So, you hear the noise? This thing. I'm still messing around there. Yeah, so, I did warn you guys that this was a cringy video, right? I hope you guys got your drinks or your snacks. That way you're able to actually sit through the video, because there's a lot more to come. And I have not finished explaining everything. And I actually have to slow down too and remember about everything that happened so you guys can understand how my days are actually starting to repeat themselves. And it felt like hell because there is nothing like getting up on a Monday and every day being a Monday. Imagine if Tuesday never came. If every day you got up, it was Monday and you knew it was Monday again. So it's not that you don't know, you actually know you're repeating. Anyway, let's skip that, okay? Even though that's huge. Um, I even considered talking to like someone, like a psych doctor, because I thought I was losing my mind. And I didn't actually know what to do to show proof. But now I do. I have an iPhone. I have a new phone, and it's not really new, but it's an iPhone. I no longer have the Android iPhone, which is why I haven't been on Discord. I told you guys, some of you guys in Discord, I messaged you and I said I'd be getting a new Discord because I have to get a new one for. Yeah, actually, I can put that Discord on YouTube. You guys just copy it and just join me at that Discord because, yeah, for some reason I can't get into it. I cannot get into it just won't let me. So I'm just gonna put it on there on YouTube, and that way you guys can, yeah, so you guys can. Anyway, we're already at 36 minutes in. I can tell this video is gonna be long because. All right, so all is lost. All is lost, guys. So I decided to go to Frodo's apartment because I wanted to see him. I wanted to, you know, even though I couldn't do a welcoming party, I decided why not just have some groceries delivered to his house? That's the thing to do. As a mom, I have to do it for my son. So I had some groceries delivered. Now all in one. All in one has everything. Like pizza, chicken. They got like, Chinese food. They got Japanese food. They have all the Asian cuisine, and they have Thai and Vietnamese food. They basically have everything. They have pho. I don't know if you guys ever had pho before, but I really like pho. It's a soup. It's Japanese. It's a Vietnamese soup. I really like patty. What is it called? Patty soup. Patty. Anyway, I know a lot of people like pad thai, but I like the other one. I like the spicy one, and there's another one too that I really like too. So I had ordered us some food from there, but I also had got him like actual groceries like milk, and I didn't know what kind of milk he drank, so I got him like almond milk. I got him some cereal. I don't know. So I just got him like salad, like some vegetables and fruit. I wasn't sure exactly what to get him. I got him some steak, the little T-bone steaks or whatever. I ordered those, and it was kind of expensive. I used my school budget money to get it. So basically, Principal Nazum gave us these cards. It's like an ID, and I don't even know how they work. They have like a little, you know how ours have like the square chips? Theirs is like a triangle or something. And it's weird because it's an actual triangle. You guys know the triangle shape represents like. So there's this huge theory. I don't. If I talk about it, I'm gonna go off subject, so I'm just not going to. But anyway, yes, I used their little card, and after you use it, you have to get him back to it because basically, you have to give the card back to him after you use it. You basically have to get permission to use it. Yeah, he's not very. Technically, it's supposed to be my money, but it doesn't matter. We still got to give it back. So, and plus, it's in their real. It's in the DR. So, it's kind of like who cares, but I kind of do care. So, I get to the door. I'm knocking. Frodo Yagi is not answering the door. So I started looking around for like a key, and I said, if he's learning to be like more human like or interact with people, then he knows to put the key like under a rug or. And lo and behold, there's like a little vase in the corner. It's a tiny little plant. It doesn't even look significant to anything, and it looks suspicious as hell. So I pick up the plant and I find this gold key under it, and I use it, and it unlocks this door. Unfortunately, an alarm system goes off. So I go over to the alarm and I'm like, Frodo, well, he'll come running because he'll hear the alarm. The alarm's going off or whatever. He's obviously home, most likely, because he's not at school because it's too late. And I know he wasn't at Endeavor House. There is nowhere else he could possibly be. Because I know he's not at Toshinori House after Toshinori roughed him up the way he did. So I figured he's definitely in home. And any second he'll run up and he'll turn off the alarm. So the alarm was going off. And this thing is loud and annoying as hell. Like, it actually has a red light. And it's... And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, okay. So I start putting away everything into his refrigerator, which his refrigerator was basically... It was kind of empty. He had, like, eggs in there. And at the top, he had apple juice. And I was like, okay, so this is obviously not... This is a different personality from my son, Frodo. But they drink the same juice. Which was... It kind of warmed me. It, like, brought a smile to my face. And I actually felt okay. I was just like, oh... It just gave me, like, this nice, warm, homey feeling. Like, oh, that's so sweet. Kind of like that. So I put everything away. His refrigerator's kind of full because I got him a bunch of, like, I didn't get him any more of that apple juice. Honestly, I got him more of, like, the orange juice stuff. It was like an orange drink. It has like an orange, but it has something else next to the orange on the carton. But it's basically supposed to represent orange juice. It's almost like those Tropicana juices, but like the cartons of juice. I don't remember what the name is. Oracle or something like that. Anyway, way different from here. The alarm is still going off, so I just closed the door and I'm just like, well, I gotta figure out what to do about this freaking alarm. And I'm like, can I just guess what the numbers could be? And I'm like, if I was it, what would I put in? I'm like, what's the most important thing in his life right now? So I type in midnight. The alarm is still like, brr, brr, brr. I said, okay. And shit, I don't know what to put in. Would it be Kegel? I put Kegel in. And Kegel's, it didn't work. It's brr, brr, brr. And I'm like, okay. Obviously, he's not going to call him Kegel. It's got to be Daddy. So I put Daddy. And it worked. I'm like, oh, so it went silent. Cool. So I'm upstairs, I'm walking around, and I hear, like, some noises coming from, like, downstairs, I guess, from somewhere. And I'm like, okay, what is that noise? And at first I didn't know it was coming from downstairs. It sounded like it was coming from the TV. It was someone yelling, like, ah. And I was just like, what is that? At first I thought it was, like, another part of the alarm somewhere else in the house, because it just sounds so weird. But then, as I got closer to where there was a door, and then it was like part way open. And so, like, I started walking down the stairs, and I heard, like, and I was just like, what the heck am I hearing? So I'm coming down the basement, and I'm hearing, like, some type of weird noise. And as I get closer, it starts to sound like a person. And so I look over, and I see, guess who I see tied up in the corner? And it was so weird. So they were tied to this metal chair, like the foldable chairs. But then the bottom of their feet had a bunch of zip wire around, like, the legs, like the ankles. But the rest of them was tied up with, like, a thick rope. And I walked over to, like, the front of him, and I could clearly see it was, like, Fat Gum down there. And Fat Gum was on, he was trying to say help. I ripped the tape off. He's like, you gotta get me out. I said, okay, you need to be quiet, okay? I need to figure out something to get you out of here, okay? Just stay down here. No, I can't stay down. I said, just stay down here so that I can rescue you, okay? You can't be quiet. You have to be quiet. And then I noticed there was a bucket, like, of water in the corner over there. So I filled the bucket up with water. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour some water on you. He goes, what? No, don't pour water on me or whatever. And I was just like, I have to do something because you're down here right now, and I have to go find a way to distract Frodo Yagi so I can get you out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So I put the tape back on his mouth. I grab the bucket and I fill it up with, not with cold water, like lukewarm. I don't want him to catch a cold. I just pour the water all over him. And I'm just like, the rope is kind of big and thick. But what'll happen is it'll swell a little bit because the water will see, but he can get out of that and then just find a way to cut himself off the zip ties or whatever. And so like I couldn't believe that Frodo Yagi had actually like had fat gum in the basement. And I wonder how he lured him to the house. Like, how did you lure this man to your house? You obviously have enough communication skills that you were able to do that somehow, right? And, Fat Gum was in pajamas. Like, he was in pajamas. He had a few buttons missing from the top part of it. It was open, and they were white pajamas with, like, red on it. And I don't know what the red dots were. It wasn't polka dots, but it was, like, different. It looked like polka dots, but it was not polka dots. It was, like, different items of red on there, like ramen. I think one of them said vitamin D or strawberry milk or something. It had different like patterns on his pajamas, and he was barefoot. He wasn't wearing any shoes, and his hair was a mess. And I asked him, I said, "Why didn't you use your quirk?" He said, "I can't use my quirk because he gave me something from my quirk." And I'm like, "What did he give you for your quirk?" And he's like, "I don't know." So I was like, "Okay." I put the tape over his mouth. So as you guys know, I probably snatched the tape off and put it back on and snatched it off several times to talk to him to get his response. So I went back upstairs, and then I waited, and finally I heard Frodo like opening the door, and he came in and he's like, "Mama, you're here." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Hi." He said, "Hi." I said, "Can I have a hug?" So he came over, he hugged me. I hugged him back. And I'm like, "Frodo, are you eating well? I got you some groceries." He's like, "You got me groceries?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you groceries." And I opened the refrigerator and showed it to him. Sorry. My mouth is so dry. My mouth is so dry, guys. So dry. Anyway. He's like, "Oh, thanks so much. That's so nice of you." I'm like, "You're welcome, my son." I said, "So what are we going to have for dinner? Can you make me something now?" And he's like, I was actually kind of busy." I said, "It's okay. It's okay." He's like, "You want to come back later? I'm kind of busy with something right now." I was like, "You don't want to make your mommy a nice dinner? You don't want to make me a nice dinner?" And he's like, "I suppose I could make you some steak." And I was like, "A steak sounds really good." I said, "You know what else sounds really good?" He's like, "What?" I said, "A salad, a nice, cool salad." I said, "You know what? I'll take it to go. Give me one of those containers over there. I act as natural as possible." And so he's over there making my salad, and his window he has a window. So I didn't describe Frodo Yagi's house. So you walk in, there's literally a kitchen. The kitchen is literally right here the moment you walk in. And he has a window there. So imagine a bar top counter, black carpet floor, and then a window here. And the window is nice. It's a little breeze. You can see out into the fields, out into like the area. And so the kitchen area has the refrigerator is on this side. So the window is on the sidewall here. Refrigerator is here. And then the sink is over there. And then next to that, you have the door. Like a couple feet over, you have the door that leads to the basement. It was locked and stuff before, so all I did was just lock it back and everything. And then if you look to the right, that's actually the living room area. It almost looks like Toshinori's house, but it's kind of in opposite or reverse. Like, oh, look what time it is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm holding you up. I'm sorry for holding you for so long, but I have to tell you. So he made my salad and stuff, and he like took his time. It was like he didn't think like that I found out nothing, which I didn't want him to anyway. But he went ahead, he made my salad, he put shredded cheese on it. And I asked him for, I wanted Parmesan cheese, but he didn't have none. So he gave me shredded cheese on there. He put some of those cherry tomatoes in. I had some of the red onion, some regular onions in there too. He threw in some cucumbers. He chopped up some celery. Like, he hooked up my salad. Gave me some croutons. He sprinkled some bacon bits on it. Like, and they wasn't even called bacon bits. I don't know what the freak they're called. They were not called bacon bits, but I knew that's what they were. I knew that's what they were. So he put it on there. He added some lemon. He did like a half of a lemon. He cut it, and he like squeezed it, and the seeds fell into my salad. And he's like, sorry. I was like, no, I can get them out. I said, it's fine. He said, you'll enjoy this. It's delicious. I said, thank you. So he closed it up. He put it in a bag for me and everything. Now, in the midst of him making my salad, when he first started to make my salad, through his side window, I saw Fat Gum come over, and he did like this. Let me know, like, yes, I got out or whatever. So I was like, thank you so much for the salad. I said, come give my mama a hug before I leave. He said, okay. He's like, bye, mama. See you later. I was like, see you later. And the way he says it is so innocent. Like, bye, mama. And it's just the weirdest thing ever. So I left, and I knew as soon as I left, he probably was going to check the basement. And as I was leaving, I kind of felt afraid a little bit, like, because it was weird and unnatural, like. So when I went down there to look at Fat Gum, there was a table next to him, and the table had like a scaffold on it. It had like a drill, a knife. It was a bunch of stuff on there, and a love note. I didn't take none of the stuff, okay? I felt like he was probably going to serial kill him. Serial kill. He was probably going to kill him or torture him or whatever. I can't imagine why you would need a drill. Oh my God, I just got scared. I just got so scared just now. Whew. This is scaring the hell out of me. Yes, son. All right, so. All right, let's fast forward it. So I go over to Toshinori's house, and Toshinori is not home. So then I call Keigo. I'm like, Keigo, I need you to come pick me up right now. We need to talk. And he's like, what do we need to talk about? And I'm like, we need to talk. I say, it's really important. It's about your son. Get here now. When he said get here now, he like flew to me. So he shows up at Toshinori's house, and I haven't even I was standing. I didn't even get a chance to really wait for Toshinori. I was actually trying to wait for him, but he got there before I did. I mean, he got there before Toshinori got there, and he's like, we're leaving. I need to talk. He was like, where can we talk? I was like, well, Toshinori should be home soon. He's like, I don't want to talk with Toshinori here. I'm still mad at him. And he might judge our son based on what he did. And I was like, well, it's kind of serious. And I said, okay, well, let's go. So we ended up going to the park. We sat down on a bench. So there was like trees and stuff surrounding us. We were on a bench. And we were sitting on a hill. We could look down, and there was basically like a pond. And there were other benches. So it's basically like kind of like a water park. But it was weird because it was a bench at the top of a hill. And we were just sitting there. It was nothing but grass. It wasn't like a concrete hill. It was literally all grass, like a huge mound. And then they just sat a freaking picnic chair there or whatever, or one of those benches there. So I said, so Frodo, our son, Frodo, he said, yes, what about him? He's got his own apartment. I helped him straighten everything up. I'm like, it's really nice. He said, yes, it really is nice. I said, Fagum was in his basement today. He's like, oh, okay, he was in his basement doing what? Like helping him with the plumbing? Or was he like, I said, no. Fagum was tied up in his basement, and there was a bunch of torturing items there. And he's like, you got to be kidding me. That's not true. He started laughing. And I'm like, Kego, I'm not laughing. He's like, you serious? I'm like, yes, I'm serious. I said, can you talk to him? Can you talk to him? And because I can't stay, because Here's the thing, it was way over my time to leave. Like, it took all my time. Whenever I shift to my hero, I know that my time is up. How do I know? Because I'll start fading in and like, so the scene will start drifting. I'll start feeling a little dizzy, a little bit. I can feel it. I can feel my body draining. I can feel my energy draining. And I can feel like my shift is going to leave. And eventually I have to use my word when I want to leave. Otherwise, I'll end up going elsewhere. The other day, I ended up in a place running from something. And I had been there before so many times. And I forget it every time. It's like it's being erased from my memory or something. But I keep returning back there every single time. At one time, it was like a mall. And it was very different. I mean, it's not of this world at all. It's a different realm. There's another realm out there. There's so many. It's almost an hour. But sorry, I'm not done. I am so sorry. So anyway, he's like, you know what? I'm going to have a talk with him. I'm going to get to the bottom of whatever is going on. I said, okay, well, I said, try to be understanding, too, when you talk to him. He goes, okay. I said, well, try to be harsh. He goes, what the heck? Come on, Cotton Candy, now. You know I don't know how to be harsh. I said, well, try. He has to know that what he's doing is wrong, and he can't do that. I said, you know, that's villain behavior. And even though I don't like fat gum for nothing, like when I poured the water on him, he goes, my hair. I don't give a damn about your damn. No, don't nobody care about your hair. My hair. Oh, my hair. How about my freaking pajamas? How about I'm all wet? I'm soaking wet. I'm gonna freeze. It's cold. I can't say it was not warm, but it wasn't cold enough. It wasn't like the winter that we have here where it's snowing. It's always like sunny and nice and cool there. But I can imagine you're cold if you're drenched and wet, if you're soaking wet. I said, okay, well, Keigo's gonna handle it. Keigo got it. I go back to my hero the next day. Everything was fine. The day had actually gone on and everything. And, so I went back. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go back to Keigo's house. And, I'm going to talk to him and see what he said to Frodo Yagi. See what he said to Frodo Yagi about what he did. And let's see if he got to the bottom of why he did that. Maybe he was trying to, maybe Fat Gun made him mad because he makes me mad, how much I hate him. So maybe that's what that's about, even though baby Frodo loves him. And apparently Frodo Yagi might love him or hate him. I don't know. I think he actually likes him. But, and I think the problem is me. I think Frodo is taking after me, his dear mother, his dear mama, his mama. It's just terrible. Because if he's just like me, that's a problem. Nobody's safe. If he likes you, you're not safe. And you probably won't be safe. So I went to Keigo house. I'm like, so Keigo, I wanted to talk to you about what did you say? And he does this. And I'm like, what? And Frodo was sitting there on the couch. And he's like, I talked to him yesterday. He said it was a misunderstanding. I'm like, okay. What is a misunderstanding? He goes, he said Fat Gum wasn't in his basement. That wasn't real. That was just an illusion. It's not real. You didn't actually see that. What you saw was someone else. You didn't see him. And I'm like, okay, so if it wasn't Fat Gum there, then, and I'm just like, what? That doesn't make any sense, That was Fat Gum. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, he said it wasn't Fat Gum. So then I walk in. Frodo is sitting there. He's sitting on the couch watching the football game. And the football there is, we're not even going to get into that, but the football there is so weird. Like, they have football teams called like the Beasts, the Cows against the Beasts or whatever and stuff. So he's watching them play. I'm like, Frodo, I'm like, hey buddy. He's like, hi mama. I'm like, so in your basement yesterday, Fagin was down there and I said, I'd let him go. And he's like, Mama, why did you let him go? I said, because you can't do that. You can't tie up people and torture them. He's like, I wasn't going to torture him. I was just going to make him be with me. Oh, an hour just is an hour. Okay. He's like, I was going to make him be with me. And I was just like, you can't force people to be with you. They have to like you for you. And he's like, I just feel like I've always liked him. And I just wanted to show him that I like him a lot. And I'm like, Frodo, what you did was wrong. You can't do that. You cannot do that, Frodo. So he's like, Mama, is it wrong? Is what I did wrong? I said, yes, it's what you did was wrong. You cannot do it again. I said, now, promise me you won't go after Fagum again. He's like, what do you mean go after him? I'm like, you cannot kidnap him, okay? And he's like, I never kidnapped him. All I did was ask him over for tea. I just slipped a little something in his tea. So you drugged him. You invited him over, you drugged his tea. Basically one of my moves. Okay, you're just like me. I said, hey, Frodo Yagi, we can't do that. Okay, you can't do that. I said, did you ever see me do that? Have you ever witnessed Mama do that and that's why you're doing it? He said, no, I never saw you do that. Is it okay to do that? I'm like, no, it's not okay to do that. You shouldn't do it. He's like, well, did you do it? I'm like, it's wrong to do, Frodo. You can't do that. He's like, so you did do it then. You did it, but you're telling me it's wrong for me to do, but you did it. How is it wrong for me to do and how is it okay for you to do then? It must be okay to do. I said, Frodo, I am telling you right now, you cannot go after him. I said, promise me. He looks at me, he's like, okay, Mama, I promise I won't go after Fagum. And he has like a little smirk, and I'm like, I know what that means. He's not going to go after Fagum. He's not going to go after Fagum. He's most likely going to go after someone else. And I think I have an idea of who it is, so I'm just going to tell her to watch her back, because that's all I can do. Because dumb Kegel, you can't even talk to your son. Like, I still had to talk to him, even though you apparently talked to him. Like, what the heck? Are we conjoining? Are we doing co-parent? Are we co-parenting or not? Like, you agreed to do that. He agreed to co-parent with me. We're supposed to. Technically, this is just like, you know. So here's the thing about Frodo Yagi. Frodo Yagi is the same as Frodo. I had the good doctor, the one that Frodo sees, analyze his blood, analyze all his cells. They are the same exact to a T. And I tell the doctor, I go tell him, I'm like, look, they're very different. And he goes, but are they? Are they really different? He says, baby Frodo, does he cause chaos? I said, yes, he causes chaos, like incarnate. And he goes, okay, what about adult Frodo? Does he cause chaos? I'm like, yes. And I said, oh my goodness, they are the same. They both have villainous behavior. They act like villains. So anyway, let's get out of that realm. So I decided, you know what? Because I'm dealing with this with Frodo, I think I'm going to need a little bit of extra help. I need to find his Uncle Boo. Because he told me, Frodo Yagi told me, I thought he was alone this whole time, right? Because technically he was supposed to be alone. Boo had been watching over him since he was little. He had been taking care of him. And I'm wondering how, when you're from freaking Dragon Ball Z, you didn't follow me into that one time when you followed me here. He followed me here. And the thing is, I had to tell him I had to travel to my hero so he wouldn't follow me back here, because I felt him following me here. And this world cannot handle Boo. So I cannot have that. If you followed me here, if you followed me to my hero, how is it that you were able to raise Frodo in another universe like the Resident Evil universe, where there was a clone of the same child that I saved from that place. It is so frustrating to not understand what the hell is happening. I'm I'm becoming a little more afraid to shift now because it's so much harder to determine what's actually going to happen, and I don't really have anyone to back me up. So I decided to search for Boo. I thought, Boo would be a good answer. Boo could answer all my questions I have about Frodo. He would be able to definitely, help with the situation. Maybe Frodo, Yagi, would actually listen to him, since he's basically closer to like a father figure. But he was saying Uncle Boo, so I was like, I'm gonna talk to Uncle Boo. We're gonna get behind this. He's just like, okay. So I didn't like that smirk I got, and I didn't like the snicker. So I just left, and I'm just like, whatever. So my goal was to find Boo. So I started searching. I couldn't find Boo, and I think so. Here's the thing: Frodo Yagi overheard me talking about finding Boo, telling Keiko that. So I go back to my hero. The school is in an uproar. They're in an uproar. They're in an uproar. The kids are running through the hallway. The first person I run into is Midoriya. It's cotton candy out. It's cotton candy out. You gotta come see. You gotta come see. I'm like, I gotta come see what? What's happening? He's like, you gotta come see. So I'm running behind him. I'm like, what are we running to? He's like, come on, keep running. I'm like, are we running to or from? Like, I couldn't tell what they were running to something, running from something. Now you guys know. Okay, we run from. I can't even say we completely because I'm actually mixed. I'm actually half white, so saying, that's kind of irrelevant for someone like me. It really is. I can't even say how somebody won't react. Anybody could act any kind of way. I'm not being racist, okay? I'm just saying I'm half white, so for me to say, oh, black people will run or whatever, but these people are all different colors anyway. So you're running through the hallway. I'm running up. I'm catching up to Kirishima, who's standing outside in the field, and he's just watching. And he's like, "Gotta catch him." I'm like, "Gotta catch what?" And I noticed, so I couldn't see them at first. It was just, do you guys ever stare at the lights too long and then you close your eyes? And when you close your eyes, you see the little balls of like orange or blue. I saw orange balls. And and it took a while for me to figure out what they were. And as I got closer, I noticed they were freaking Dragon Balls. And I'm like, oh my God. And so it seemed like the Dragon Balls were like running. Like, not running. They were like floating away. People were trying to get them. They were floating away. So here's Midoriya over here trying to catch one. I look over, I see a Kirishima trying to catch one. And then Todoroki is trying to get one. And then, what's that other guy's name? The one with the light, the one with the lightning. He actually caught one. He's like, got it. And he falls down. When he caught it, he like fell from the freaking sky. And I was like, can I see that? And he handed it to me, and I'm holding it in my hand. I'm like, holy cow. I'm holding a freaking Dragon Ball. And they weren't the small ones. They were the actual big ones. Like the big ones. From, I think they were from Dragon Ball Z. Which one was it? Which one was it? Not GT, but, the one before that. Anyway, was holding the Dragon Ball in my hand. And how the hell did how did Dragon Balls get here? And I'm like, this must be Boo. That must mean Boo is around here somewhere, because who knows, right? And then I'm like, well, can you guys help me find the other ones? And they were like, well, what the heck is her name? Oh my gosh. So we got a bunch of kids, right? Running through the hallway. So here's the thing. There's you guys know you have to find 7 Dragon Balls and then you can make a wish. I'm holding one. Principal Nezu has one. Some of the kids have one. And Todoroki comes. He hands me one. So I'm holding it, 2 of the Dragon Balls. I can barely hold them because they're heavy. And I'm walking. They're basically, they feel like bowling balls in my arms. I'm walking with them back to my office and I set them down on the desk. It rolls off. Suddenly, a Saiyan appears in front of me. And guess who it is, guys? It's Goku. He's like, the Dragon Balls. He's like, I just need 5 more Dragon Balls. And I said, okay. I said, what are you doing here? He goes, who are you? I'm like, I'm a friend of Boo. And he's like, Majin Buu? I'm like, yes. He's like, we're not friends. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm going to destroy him. I go, wait, you don't want to destroy him. We're friends with him. Anyone who's a friend of Boo is an enemy of mine. Okay. So this must be during the time. I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm like, how did Goku get here to begin with? So then I'm like, I have to get out of here. So I'm holding both of the Dragon Balls, and I'm like, as long as I have them, as long as I have these 2 Dragon Balls, everything should be fine. Sorry for the wardrobe malfunction. As long as I have the 2 Dragon Balls, everything will be fine. So I'm walking toward the door with them, and Frodo Yagi appears in front of me, and he's like, Mama. I'm like, hi. He's like, you hold 2 of the Dragon Balls. I'm like, yes, I do. I said, how do you know about these? He's like, he's like, I had to find the Dragon Balls so I can make my wish. I'm like, your wish? He said, yes. I'm like, what's your wish, Frodo? Can you just tell Mama? He's like, I wish for me and Midnight to be together forever. I want her to be my wife. And I said, okay, but can't you just ask her out and just talk to her? He said, I don't think she likes me in that way. I said, but you don't know that until you actually talk to her, Frodo. She might actually like you. He said, I'm willing to take my chance with the Dragon Balls. If I get them all, I get a wish. I'm like, how did you get them, though? I said, how did you get the Dragon Balls? How do you know about... Because you know Boo. So you knew how to get there. And somehow you got the Dragon Balls. Honestly, I think he stole the Dragon Balls from Goku and Krillin and everybody else. So he basically took the Dragon Balls from them, and now he's getting ready to make his wish. How about I make a wish? How about you give them to me and I wish? It's so tempting when you have something that powerful in front of you and you want to make a wish. You think about it. It starts to resonate within you. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to freaking do because my son is out of control. I really can't control him. If Majin Buu if Buu tries to come now, obviously Goku's going to try and destroy him because he says that he has to destroy Buu. He doesn't even know Boo's not the one who took his Dragon Balls. He doesn't know that it's my son. But I don't want him to know he took it either because I don't want Goku to try and kill him. So I'm like, I need to make a deal with Goku. So that way I can help him find his Dragon Balls and he can return home. So then I decide, you know what? Go back and find Goku. So I go back out to the field. The kids are still running amok. They're all crazy. They're all running around like crazy. Tokoyami is flying around. Froppy's hopping everywhere because one of them's in the water. She like jumped down and dove under the water trying to get that one. I'm just like, okay, well, And I look around and of course, it's not really that hard to notice. It's not that hard not to notice a Saiyan because he's glowing. And he's like, I need my Dragon Balls, kids. They're not toys. I need them. He's like, hey, I need them. He's like yelling. And so I'm like, Goku, come here. I'm like, Goku. He goes, what do you want? Whatever your name is. He's like, whatever your name is. Like, he doesn't know. I'm like, Cotton Candy Doll. He said, whatever. I said, let's make a deal. He goes, what kind of deal? I said, I'm going to help you get your Dragon Balls. If you get your Dragon Balls, will you leave us in peace? He said, yes, that's a part of the deal. I said, cool. I go, well, let me call I'm like, I have a friend who can help us. He can, and I'm just like thinking like, should I call Toshinori? Because Toshinori is going to be upset if he finds out that the whole reason this is happening in the first place is because of Frodo Yagi decided to somehow go back into the Dragon Ball Z world and steal the Dragon Balls and bring them to My Hero Academia. That sounds freaking insane, doesn't it? Well, long story short, I called Keigo and I'm like, look, I need your help. I'm like, we got to get the Dragon Balls. He's like, what's a Dragon Ball? I'm like, Dragon Balls give you wishes. If you get 7 of them, you get a wish. He goes, oh, so I get to make a wish if I get 7. I said, no. We're going to give them to Goku so that Goku can leave. He's like, well, how is he going to be able to carry these all by himself? They're pretty heavy. I think he needs help carrying them. He goes, and he should be able to give us a wish or two. I said, no, okay. This is why I said, you know, your way of thinking is really corrupt. Like you can't get the Dragon Balls. You can't. So I'm like, I gotta leave you out. He's like, well, where's Frodo? Where's Frodo now? And I said, Frodo is out there in the field looking for the Dragon Balls with everybody else. I said, your child, he has 1 Dragon Ball. He's trying to get all 7 because he wants to make a wish. And Goku is gonna murk him if he gets them and tries to make his wish. So I need you to stop him. And he's like, well, okay, well, so then I'll fight him then. I'll fight him and then we'll win the Dragon Balls. You're gonna fight him and you're gonna freaking lose because that's Goku. And he's a Super Saiyan. And his power level rises above. Every time he gets hurt, he becomes stronger. If he dies, he comes back. Like, this man is unstoppable, okay? You can't beat him. He's like, he doesn't sound that bad to me. I'm like, you know, okay, fine. Take your chances with it. You know what? If I come back in this chaos, whatever. I don't care because there's nothing I can do at this time. I can't carry the Dragon Balls. They're too damn heavy, okay? So even if I find 2 of them, I can't carry them. They're the size of freaking bowling balls. And if I drop one on my foot, it's probably going to break. And I might woke up with a break. If I shift back here, if I don't want to get injured and then not. I could literally say anything. I could say a car ran over my foot, anything. Like, I'm like, I cannot do this. I said, I'm done. I'm out. So I left the scene. The whole time I was staring back at Frodo Yagi. I'm just like, what more could he have possibly done? There's nothing, there's nothing wrong he could have possibly done. So I guess he saw me leaving. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go check his house to make sure everything is good there. Make sure no one is in the basement or none of that stuff. So I get to his house. I used the key and then I shut off the alarm. I write DADDY. And I go in. I go down the basement first. I look around. The rope and everything's gone. The table with all the torture stuff is gone. I'm like, good, okay. Maybe he's actually listening to his daddy. And maybe, nothing will happen, right? Going back upstairs, I close everything off. And I hear, like, a scream. So I go down the hallways. I get louder. I hear it more and more. But it's muffled. Who is tied to the bed? Midnight. Midnight's tied to the bed. She choking and gagging on the freaking... He had, like, a ball inside of her mouth. And she's choking and gagging on the ball. I quickly removed the stuff off of her. I untied her hands and her legs. And she's like, Frodo did this to me. What's his problem? She's like, I don't even know what happened. I'm like, what were you doing? She's like, I was in the school by myself. I was getting ready to leave. It was kind of late. I said, you can't leave the school by yourself. You got to watch your back with him. She's like, well, can you talk to him and just tell him not to do that? Because it's not right that he did that. I'm like, I don't know that. I was like, well, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know that that's really gonna... Like, how do you tell someone who your child, like, kidnapped or whatever, that I'm gonna make sure they won't mess with you if you're not sure if they actually will or won't? Like, this guy is basically being a villain, and if you're a villain, you're gonna basically... If you become a criminal, you'll be treated like a criminal. Granted, I was like that. I didn't get in any trouble. I could have gotten in trouble. I could have gotten caught for it and been in a lot of trouble. But that's not what happened to me. Instead, I got lucky, and Toshinori ended up really liking me, and we hit it off. And then it just became a game after that now. With him, it doesn't seem that way. These people don't want to be tied up and tortured. I would think Midnight would like that kind of thing, but she really was kind of upset. She looked like she had been crying. She said she's scared. She doesn't know if she can leave out the front door or we should leave out through the window. I said, no, I'm going out through the front door because it's my child and he's not going to do anything to me. So we're walking out, and lo and behold, Frodo's walking in the door, and he's like, Mama, I see you found my little gift I had waiting. I'm like, Frodo, listen to me. You cannot do that. You hear me? You can't do that. And so the door was wide open. And he's like, she's my Valentine, though. She's been my Valentine for the longest, and I love her. Do you hear that, Midnight? I love you. That's why I did it to you. And you need to accept my love back. If you don't accept my love, then I just don't know what I'll do. And he sounds so... he sounds bad. But he also sounds like he's being charming, too, at the same time. And he doesn't sound like he's lying. Like, I don't hear a hint of lies in his voice. Like, this dude is definitely like, I'm going to make you mine no matter what. And I don't care what you do. So so he got ready to walk up to her. But I, jumped in front of her. I'm like, no, Frodo, you back up right now. And he goes, Mama, he said to me, he goes, Mama, and he did like this. He was like, if you, what did he say? He was like, Mama. He said, if you weren't my mama, then you'd also be my Valentine victim too. Or some shit like that. And Toshinori came out of nowhere and snatched him and tossed him into his freaking kitchen. And he hit the counter so hard, the whole top of the counter, all the plates and stuff started shattering. They all started falling down on Frodo. I'm like, Frodo. So I got ready to run to him, and Toshinori grabbed me. So he grabbed me. He was like, Midnight, run. So Midnight was, she was just running. And I'm struggling against him because now he's carrying me out of the house. I'm like, wait. I'm like, stop. I'm like, stop. I'm like, Frodo, are you okay? And Frodo was so then he starts coughing. And I'm like, Toshinori, put me down. And I'm like trying to really punch him and get him off me, but it's freaking useless. So then finally he puts me down and I run back in. And so then Frodo came out from the wreckage or whatever. He dusted stuff off of him. He walked back up to me again. And he was like I said, if you wasn't Mama, you would be my Valentine's Day victim. And I freaking slapped him. I was just like, and I'm telling you, the smack I gave him was so damn personal. And it was so, I don't know what it was about my slap to his face, but his eyes changed. They got and he kind of was shocked. And he looked innocent. He kind of frowned a little, and then it looked like he was about to cry. And I swear I just hugged him. I'm like, Frodo, it's okay. And Toshinori is like, why are you hugging him? Why are you hugging him after that? So I was in the corner. We're on the floor around the broken glass. I'm hugging him. And he starts crying. He just starts falling apart. And I'm like, Frodo, he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, Mama, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it just hurt me so much. It just hurt. I don't know what to do. It just hurt. So I just was like, I'm going to get you the help you need, but I say, it's going to take a while. I said, Frodo, are you willing to go to therapy with me? I'll be with you every step of the way. And Toshinori will too. So then Toshinori, even though he was acting that way toward Frodo, even though he was just slamming him and throwing him around, when he started crying, he ran over and he embraced both of us. He was hugging him and hugging me. And Frodo, it's okay, trying to wipe his tears. I'm so sorry. I do not want to cry on camera, guys. I really don't. But I felt so bad. And I know Toshinori felt horrible too, but you can't go around kidnapping people, bruh. You just can't do it. I said I would stop touching my face, okay? This is a promise. I won't do it anymore. I just hope it's... I am so frustrated. I am so scared because And then the chaos at the school, like the kids are still running after Dragon Balls and everything, right? So I came back here feeling pretty like depressed, pretty bummed. And I thought, God, this guy has to see a psychiatrist or therapist first and to help him. I don't. I know he's thinking he doesn't belong here, but we want him here. We want him with us. So the only thing I can do is try and convince him that, hey, you know, you're gonna be safe with us. I don't know if he believes me or not, but he is. I don't know. I'm just. It's just not. It's not really. So here I am. I came back here. I decided, you know what? I'm just afterwards. I just decided to sleep because I didn't know what else to do. So I closed my eyes and I felt myself being pulled by Boo. And I go, Boo, you're here. He goes, yes. I said, there's a problem. I said, so Goku is trying to get the Dragon Balls. I said, Frodo took the Dragon Balls. He said, I know about Frodo. I got the balls back. I'm like, you got the balls back? He said, I got the balls. The Dragon Balls. They're safe now. I said, where are they? He said, Goku has them. And I love the way he has such conviction in his voice. I said, Boo, where have you been all this time? I haven't seen you. I've missed you. He said, I can't be around as much anymore. I said, why? Why can't you be around? He said, because you told Kegel the truth about Frodo. And now I must protect the universe. Is it really that bad? Is it really that bad that I told him that you have to protect the universe? I said, does that mean I'm never gonna, like, really get to see you that much? He said, I come see you soon. I come see you soon. I find a way. I'm like, okay. And that was the last I heard of Boo. That was the last time I went there. And that's basically what's been going on in My Hero. So now you guys are all caught up on it. It only took me a whole hour and something to let you guys know. Because I had to keep stopping and everything and taking breaks. I know I said I was going to do the video this morning. I told somebody I was doing it like today or something this morning. But my internet wasn't working that great. So, you know, I wanted to make sure that I was able to record and upload the video too. So I had to wait. Sorry it took so long. Sorry I took so long to do a video. But I wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Now, before we know that other stuff happened, I was actually scared to travel back there. I'm still kind of scared because now I'm being pulled to these places that I've been, and it's not of this world, but it looks like it. It looks just like here, but it's not here. And there is a darkness there, and the darkness is not actual dark. It's just that there's no light there. There's no light. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but anyway, I'm gonna end my video here. If you guys have any advice, that'd be great, but I really want to make him feel like he belongs. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do like a party for him, a welcoming party at his house. I'll invite, you know, I'll have the kids. I'll have Bakugo do a party for him because he's good at throwing like the parties. I'll leave everything else in charge of Tokoyami. Like I'll let him do like the all-in-one. I have my special kids that know how to do, the ones that know how to really, really like prepare the party and stuff like that. The girls too, they can do them. Just really thinking. And then I might have the teachers get involved too and have them like chip in on it as well. But anyway, that was the end of my video, you guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time. If you liked the video, don't forget to like. If you hated it, you know what to do. Hopefully it wasn't too cringy for you. Hopefully you guys can give me some good advice. Yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, everybody. Missionary, you want to say bye? Bye, everybody. Bye. Hello? Goodbye? Hello? Goodbye? No. Oh, okay. What? Did my lamp go out? Missionary, did you turn this off? Or did it run out of... Oh, it ran out of battery. That's okay. I have more batteries. It's okay. This is my jellyfish lamp, but yeah. I can't believe it ran out of battery. I'm definitely gonna put more battery. Oh, I'm still on camera. I'm still recording. Okay. Okay, everybody. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.